Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the Daily Live Extra. Not long now till this new season starts. I'm already seeing people really concerned that they haven't got their season ticket. That doesn't apply to you, obviously.
That's not good, is it?
There's a lot of people like, oh, I haven't had me. Peacock was on before. He's like, I haven't got my season ticket. Mine came yesterday. What I would say is Everton have sent them second class. You know the way you pay like over 500 quid for that season ticket? They've sent it second class. So it'll turn up when it turns up, to be honest. You know, the post one are under, no.
I've seen a few people getting them and it's got like the wrong like age group on them. Like,
oh, well, whatever.
which is like not good. Like if you're like 25 and you've got a junior season ticket, you get stopped. You're like, no lad, I'm a junior. But like, they didn't.
Is that the standard reply? No lad, I'm a junior.
Just like, oh, no, I didn't buy this, but I got sent it.
Okay. You also get a nice little badge in it, like a little, but it's got like a little, it's got like a little magnet on the back. I don't think it'll last very long for a lot of people if they wear it on their coat. It would only take one goal, and I think that thing is gone. Yeah. So I'd probably stick it on a fridge or something or whatever you can do with it, because I don't think it'll last very long. But yeah, just seen what apparently is the leaked third kit. Interesting. Won't say any more about it. Won't show you it. Won't do anything. Just seen it. Very interesting. Yeah,
I hope it comes soon, because I like the pink kit. I've still not got it yet, but I want to see the third kit before.
Before what?
Before
you decide.
I'm only buying. I never really wear the kit. I got at the training game and I wear that. But I always buy the kits and it just goes up on my wall. But like the shirts I've got up on my wall in my room, I quite like there. So if one's going to replace them, then it has to be the best one for this season. Right. I'm yet to decide yet. Okay. There's no point buying them because they just go on my wall.
I'll tell you later where you can buy them slightly cheaper. If you're just putting them on the wall, that is.
Not like I'm going to.
It's interesting if you've seen that. I'm not going to talk about it because it's interesting. Yeah. Interesting. Let us know your thoughts in the comments if you have seen it. We spoke yesterday and you spoke last night on the Everton News Daily about Lewis Dobbin possibly going on loan. Derby County are head of the list, trying to get him from Everton. Now, this is an interesting one because a lot of people last season were screaming for Lewis Dobbin to play up front without actually seeing him play. He's not a forward. He's not a centre forward. He's a wide forward.
Yeah, false winger, I'd say. Yeah.
A false winger? Is that a real? Have you just made that term up?
No.
Are you sure?
Wide forward, like you said.
Well, I think he's more of a wide than a false winger, which I don't even know what that is. But so it's an interesting one, isn't it? Because Everton must obviously feel with bringing Dwight McNeil in, having Anthony Gordon, having Damari Gray.
Townsend will be back.
Townsend won't be back till January, so till after the break, I imagine. It is an interesting one, isn't it? Whether this is the right move for him with five subs, 3 wingers, 2 wing backs. Is this the right move for him now? At his, rather than being stuck on the bench all season or stuck in the under-21s all season, is this the right move for him? Yeah,
but Lampard's had plenty of time with him now to decide whether, he's going to use him, and we've got numbers anyway. Imagine if we had shorter options, then he might be able to do a job, or he might certainly get some game time. I don't think he's quite good enough for the Premier League yet, but he's certainly shown that he's capable of, being eventually good enough. But he's at that age now. He's too good for the 23s or 21s it is now. And he's at that age where he needs to go out, develop, be playing every week, and he's not going to play every week. Everton, we've just seen young Tyler Onyango go to Burton in League Ones, and I think League One is at Dobbin's age, and for Onyango as well, is perfect. Go and prove yourself there, get some game time, learn a lot, and then maybe go do it in the Championship somewhere next season, or like Sims did last season, go do it in the Scottish Premiership or something, and just develop. And by the time you get to that age, 2021, which you should be, you got experience, and Everton can decide to keep you or sell you. Because too many times we've kept players so they're like 22 or something in the 23s, and we've really done anything. They've not developed, and then we end up just losing them for nothing.
He's only 19.
Yeah,
he's not 20 till January. League One is a good place to toughen a player up, to get them used to the hard knocks of the game, to get them up to that sort of level where they know how to protect themselves and protect the ball. It's not obviously the best level in terms of football, but I do think, you know, him, and if he goes there and Onyango goes, and also going to a team that Derby, for all their troubles, Derby will think they've got a chance of coming up. You know, they're a team that have bedded in a lot of young players in the last couple of years because of their financial troubles. And some of those young players have had to leave because of the financial restrictions. I know lad went to Palace, didn't he? So he's going to get game time there, which isn't the most important thing at this stage of his career, is game time. Same with Onyango. It's they play every single week. You know, Lewis Warrington went to Tranmere and he played every game. Okay, there was a couple of times he went out the side, but then he was back in and he played, and he got used to playing football every single game. And there being an expectation, because the problem with the under-21s, and we've said this quite a few times, is there's no impetus. It's a glorified friendly at the end of the day a lot of the time. Yes, we've had situations where we've won it, and that's great. But for a lot of the teams, you're just playing games, and you're playing it in different places. Sometimes you play in Southport, they might play Goodison, then they might go and play someone's training ground. There's a lot of different factors, but ultimately it doesn't really matter. It's a very much non-contact as well. So going to League One, I think, will be important for him.
Yeah, you looked after in the academy. If you go to League One, like Derby especially now, obviously they're going to have to. A lot of young players, I imagine, will make their debut for Derby this season. They've lost some youngsters. A lot of players made their debut last season, obviously with the financial problems. So they might even be in a situation where they're scrapping next season. They could have a really good season. They could have a really bad season. But if he goes and goes to plays for a team that it means something to the fans, it means something to the team, and he has to play his heart out. You learn a lot more than you will in the 21s. Let's be honest. You mentioned that we've won stuff, like we've won the league and stuff, the PL2 in the past. That's not really a win for the club, is it? It might be a win for the youngsters, a nice little trophy or something. But really, a win for Everton would be getting players in the first team or making money in the players. And I think this, not just Dobbin, but this pre-season, I know he's not gone out yet, but this pre-season or this summer, we seem to get in the right mood for players. We got Sim. I said before he went to Sunderland, I thought the next step for Sims would be to do it in the Championship, go score 20 odd goals, and then we can have bring in some money for him, or he's proven himself in the Championship, so we can have a go in the Premier League, and he's still at a young age. So
Derby played on Saturday. They beat Oxford 1-0, and there was 31,000 there. So obviously the Derby County fans are backing their team to come straight back up. 31,000. Dobbin playing in front of anything between 20 and 30,000 every single week would be phenomenal for him to understand that. And what is good about the Derby situation is the Derby fans in the last 12 months have sort of reclaimed the football club as well. They've had so many problems. Wayne Rooney was a big help with that. You know, he got the fans on board, and he got journalists and people like ourselves, the equivalent from Derby, on board to foster that spirit. And the fans thought they were going to lose the club. You know, there was a game when they honestly thought it was going to be their last game, and they all came and packed the ground out. So the fans have reclaimed the club. So this season, I think, they're going to be fully behind them. It's going to be a real celebration. It's not going to be clean sailing for them because of the squad has had a lot of players taken out of it. But that'll be a fantastic move for him. And of course, on the flip side of that, you've got people will say, well, we should keep him. We've got 5 subs. He should be given an opportunity. But you know, I think the loan situation is the right way to go. And as I said, being in a club like that, I think will really, really help him. Help him move up a level.
Well, another player is Lewis Warrington, and Glenn Watson said on Premier, will Lewis Warrington have an impact on the first team this season? And I I've seen reports. I don't know how true they are that he's going to be kept in the squad this season because Everton are short on numbers. Yeah. I don't know if he's not going to get a lot of first team. I imagine he'll get minutes in the under 21s, but he's had a season out on loan now, so really a step forward should be going back on loan, but to a championship. Or
Everton have got just short of a month, haven't they, to see where they are, to bring people in. There's no rush. They might have Lewis Warrington and Stanley Mills. They might have identified where they need to go, but they might have just put a stop on it for the moment. Stanley Mills, out of all the kids, has been the standout player in the summer. He scored a hat-trick at the weekend for the under-21s versus Southport in a 4-0 win, and he's been the standout. He impressed me when he came on in the games in America. And obviously with the Seamus Coleman situation, Everton have got to play what? 6 games, is it? In August.
Yeah.
Now that might be 6 games without Seamus Coleman, so that's no backup. So for that's a sensible move. If he's trained well and you think he's up to the level, you keep him because you've got the 5 sub. You need a backup just in case there's any problems. Warrington slightly different. I think he's, if they think he's trained really well, and obviously he has had a loan at Samir. If they think he's trained really well, with the issues we've got in midfield at the moment, he is actually the kind of player we need. He's just not at the level right now. And if Everton will keep hold of him just to keep. Again, same thing. There's a lot of games in August. There's a lot of games till that transfer window shuts, and Everton. You do look at it on both ways. So I was just looking there. Tyler Onyango, we played 72 minutes for Burton at the weekend. They got beat 3-0 by Wickham. He played 72 minutes. He's straight into the team. The manager's already got him. He knows he's going to play him for the rest of the season. Someone like Warrington, he might go somewhere, and it might be a case of, well, we've already got the team going, but if he's good enough, he should get into the team. We went to Samuel last season. They got in halfway through. So it shouldn't really be a problem, but
you don't always want to just walk right into the team as well. I mean, you want to battle, don't you, and learn things. You want to make mistakes.
No, you want to walk straight into the team. Why sit on the bench somewhere else when he could sit on the bench?
Yeah, I know, but you still want him to battle and work hard. You don't want him to just.
I want him to walk straight into the team. I want him to play every week for wherever he goes.
Every week, but you want him to learn.
I want him to walk straight into a team wherever he goes. So they've got 4 weeks essentially now for Warrington and for Stanley Mills to decide what they're going to do with them. Both of them have obviously impressed with Billy Crellin as well, who obviously is is played games in America because obviously Lonergan didn't go, and obviously Begovic got injured, and we don't know how long that's going to be, but it didn't sound too good. So having Lonergan as the backup is. It's not. I don't think that's great. They'll have to establish.
I thought Billy Crellin looked all right.
Billy Crellin was good in America. For someone who obviously he's already got experience of playing in the league. He's not a kid. He's not just a kid.
He's been playing with the first.
He's
team
been playing for like Fleetwood, and he's had loan moves and stuff. So he has played for the first team football, and they clearly like him. So that's good. So it's going to be an interesting few weeks for those players. And you've got to do the best for those players and the best for your team as well. So as I said, someone like Stanley Mills, he mightn't be classed as the backup right back right now or the backup right wing back because you've got a Wobie there who could go into that role. But what you don't want is if a Wobie say starts the season and establishes himself, you don't want to be moving him out of a position to go and play right wing back. You want to, if you have to bring Stanley Mills in, then you bring him in if you think he's good enough and ready to go. Certainly for maybe the last 10 minutes of a game or whatever, obviously if he is ready, but it's good that they're having a good look at them. And as I said, with those 5 subs, and the thing where I think actually they have got the 5 subs thing wrong this year is I do believe that it should have been 2 of them should have been age appropriate, under 21s or whatever, if they really want to help the game. And they really want to sort of balance it out a little bit. There's 2 of them should be in under 21s for me. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting for them coming for the month.
Bobby C says, any news on outgoings? Example, Gomez, Gbamin, etc. No, nothing off late. I imagine they're still listening to offers or looking for clubs for them. Well, I don't even know about Gbamin, but he didn't play the last 2 pre-season games today. Gomez didn't play at all, so...
You need buyers. You haven't got buyers, you can't sell.
James says, what's your thoughts on the leaked third kit and the badge?
I don't know. I'll reserve my judgment till you see the kit properly, and it's confirmed to be the kit, because you always see kits and they're like bad lighting and crumpled up and who's to say it's even real? So I'll reserve my judgment till I see it physically and someone wearing it.
Loz says, our youth system has been awful for years, so great to see Thurwell getting our young players good loans. Think Dobbin could be a first-team player in a year or 2. Yeah, and the good thing is seeing players go out at the right time, getting loans when they're a bit younger. And obviously we've got a academy director, and obviously the manager's not the director, which does help things. Brian Murray says, surely not relying on Rondon as a backup all season. Players like him get managers sack. Happened with the waiter. Be careful, Frankie boy.
Yeah, but that's got nothing to do with Dobbin.
Yeah,
let's get it right.
Dobbin's
not a striker. He's a wide forward. So let's not start confusing things. You know, we've seen this last season. So many people going on about Dobbin. Dobbin should start up front and all this. It's like, it's not his position. So let's not even get into that conversation.
When he played when David Unsworth was the manager under 23s last season, when Dobbin played in there, he played on the right wing.
Yeah, he played
in a 4-2-3-1, and he was good.
Yeah.
Gary Waters, howdy. Glenn Watson says, is Dobbin an interesting one though? In terms of going out on loan, I just think it's good news if he does. Josh Foy says Prince Rupert Tower instead of the Everton badge. That's just on this supposed kit. Gray says, I see the Everton third kit as leaked. My mate said it's definitely real as well, not a blag. Looks like the 1990 away shirt comparison was right. Steve says, hi lads, it looks like the adults have finally got hold of the transfers at the club. I know a lot of fans, including Baz, want to play from other leagues, but I think Lampard needs Prem-proven players who do a job. Not a time to risk anymore. Moyes, Keanes, Gabamins, Sandro, etc. Let Thurwell put the procedures and scouting in place for 12 months to look at value players around Europe. Yeah. Let's do a quick refresh on Premier. A few people saying why we've been going after Emmanuel Dennis in the comments. Never know. I don't know if he played for Watford on the weekend, but
he played last night, didn't he?
Did he? Yeah. Good player, isn't he? He scored 10 goals last season in Premier League, so I was saying at the start of summer.
Why has no one else gone for him?
Yeah, that's what
I always ask this question. Why is nobody else gone for him?
And in terms of, I know we scored 10 last season, but
no, I'm not dismissing it. I'm just saying, why has nobody else gone for him? Because you always get this thing of like, but you know, last night Watford played. Last night they beat Sheffield United 1-0. Their front three was João Pedro, Sarr, and Emmanuel Dennis. I mean, that's a front three that's going to
João Pedro scored yesterday as well.
Yeah, that's a front three that's obviously going to get them out of that league.
Yeah. João Pedro will be it's good for him that they've gone down, because obviously Pedro he's not quite ready for the Premier League yet. He's only a young player, but he'll play this season and he'll develop and look good. And he'll obviously probably score goals. He scored last night, just wasn't quite ready for the Premier League. Emmanuel Dennis, you could say Prem-proven. He scored 10 goals, 6 assists last season. It is interesting that nobody's took a gamble on him or even just gone him as like a backup player. Or I imagine he could, you know, he scored 10 goals last season, so I thought Everton would probably be in there for him, because obviously we lost with Charlison, and he's still only young, isn't he? He's 24, so the only thing I'd say about him is when he was at Club Brugge, he didn't really score a lot of goals. So.
No, but that doesn't. I've seen that said before. I don't think that really matters.
Yeah.
He came to the Premier League and he stepped up. But if Everton can't afford them, or they can't, Watford want want money up front and stuff. Everton have been managing the money, and they're obviously still looking at players, but they've got to manage their money right. It's like a jigsaw, and you've got to put the pieces together. You know what I mean? It's going to take a little bit of time. They're trying to work the deal so that they have, I think, a bigger pot for the one they want. And if you waste part of that pot on a player that isn't necessarily first choice, And that's what the next 4 weeks will be for Everton, is that trying to piece that together. And they might go back for Emmanuel Dennis if it comes down to their first choice isn't available then with the money we've got. But I think what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and fill the other little spots first for as little money as possible, and then go for the big one. Can I just applaud Ajax today, by the way? So Ajax have banned fans from bringing in signs asking players for their shirts.
Yeah, boss, good. Get in.
Well done, Ajax.
Brilliant.
Well done. Well done. Always a leader in the football world, they are. Always. About time somebody did it, and I'm delighted that Ajax did it.
Lou Riddle says, if that is the third kit, the badge is really interesting. You can already see the fume. Everton could release an amazing kit and people would still fume. Just opinions, and everyone's going to like it. Just seeing Carwell might be off to Brighton. Really wish we could offload Holgate and get him into a place. Depend. I'd take Carwell with a loan with a view to buy, but otherwise you're just developing other players. That's the thing with Dennis. Like Everton might be just looking at someone they can get on loan with an option to buy up front rather than spending money on Dennis. You never.
But again, he's another one. Carwell, would he play in our first team? Would he swap not playing for Chelsea, not playing for Everton? Would he get in the first team? Would he go straight in? I'm not convinced of that. Whereas obviously it's part of the deal for the left back, isn't it? So it's not a case of they're just buying him. It's part of the deal for
Cucurella.
Yeah. So it's not as straightforward as that. If they get him, Good for them.
Gary Ward says it's my birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday, Gary Ward.
I hope someone's there with a reply. Happy birthday, Gary. Because Gary's normally the go-to
he'd have to
man.
do it to himself.
I know, yeah.
Or hey.
Gareth Hughes says, if they were going to use just the tower rather than the badge, I reckon a more detailed one, like on your logo, would cause a lot less fume. We'll see. It's just a picture.
Well, obviously that tower is the tower that is on that badge. For the badge, is Everton's new sort of corporate logo, isn't it? It's very much now Everton have using that tower now as their on everything, which is it's cool. I like it. I don't know whether I like it on the shirt. I agree. I would like. I actually thought a couple of years ago, or maybe more than a couple of years ago, Everton should just have the tower on the badge instead of having obviously the crest. Because when Everton created the new crest, it was like because basically the reason why Everton created the new crest was it's about branding, obviously, and it was about establishing your brand within an outline, so nothing should be on the outline. So obviously before we had Everton underneath in 1878, but if you look at most badges now, everything fits within an outline,
like a circle,
or whatever. Nothing's on the outside. So, but my argument was that you could have it like Liverpool's or like Spurs's, Liverpool has to have the liver bird, and Spurs just have the cockerel, and they do have a bigger badge that goes on everything else. But for the kit, I thought it would look better if it was just the tower. So, and obviously they've gone with this new tower design as part, and it's this redesign, and I think it looks dead sharp. Honestly, I really like it. But for the kit, I'd have gone for the tower that is on the badge and just put that tower on and removed everything else. I just don't think you need it. I think it is very busy. It is very busy. There's a lot of components that I just don't think you necessarily need on it. So for this badge, I would have gone for the tower, but I would have gone for just the tower. So, but Everton,
the tower without all the detail and stuff would look lovely.
Yeah, the tower
like a polo shirt.
When you look at when you look at just the tower on its own, on the badge, it's really just smart.
Yeah,
and I'd have gone with that personally, but they've decided to go with this new corporate logo, if that's real. And,
if it's real.
Yeah.
Glenn Watson says, pet only question, true or false, Idrissa Gueye will be even better this time due to his experience at PSG, i.e. his fitness outweighs his age even at 30 years young.
I think technically he should be better, he should be much better. Training with that level of player every single day.
If you watch him for PSG, he is a better player.
But he should be a much better player technically. Now obviously we hope that physically He's got the strength, he's got the legs and everything. But technically, he should be a much better player because the passing when he plays in the team should be quicker. It should be snappy. The training should be much better. So he should be at a higher level, technically.
Anthony Annett says we need a striker. Rondon is not a good enough backup. Yeah, I think they'll probably be looking at them. Obviously, they'll be trying to get the best deal, I imagine. Steve P96 says we will end up getting Kelmy as our next kit sponsor. Always talking big but acting small.
What?
I'm not sure. I don't think Everton talk big at all. Maxter says they can take Nils Satasnisi Optimanov for a start.
Mm-hmm.
Look for a decent comment.
That's not very nice, is it?
Ryan says, are you coming to Australia in November?
Maybe.
I don't think I will be.
You'll know. I mean,
yeah.
Man, I'll make that dead easy for you.
I don't think I want to. 23-hour flight trip and it's summer. I'll probably turn to dust when I get there.
I'm looking into it.
Jay says, why would we go for Dennis? It's been said we have enough in that position. Imagine just bringing a player who not guarantee you goals, but who scores goals. Like I said, it comes down to basics. We've lost our top scorer last season, and we haven't brought anyone in who scores goals. Dwight McNeil might score goals. Dele Alli might step up and start scoring more goals. But really, we've lost a goal scorer and not really replaced him with another natural goal scorer or someone who is known for scoring goals, which is, for me, it's basic. It's a bit worrying. It's something Everton have been getting wrong for a long time. Like, we lost Lukaku.
There's something we seem to be massively overlooking.
Goal scorers.
Is that we're not necessarily replacing goals, are we? We've still, you're right. We still yet to replace the goals. So it's going to be interesting.
We saw what happened last season with Dominic Calvert-Lewin being out injured. We finished 16th because our only really goal scorer was Richarlison. Now we lost him. If we lose Dom again, then we might struggle. And that's not to say McNeil won't score goals. And you look at the numbers. McNeil scored 7 career goals, but he might come in and Everton might say, for some reason might know that he's going to come and score like 10 to 15 goals, which is fair enough. But I just want Everton to start signing players who score.
What about this then? So apparently, recordings of conversations between referees and VAR will be made available to the public after matches under a Premier League plan. The aim of the plan is to increase transparency between referees' decisions and the Premier League's chief executive. And the Premier League chief executive, Richard Masters, confirmed that the idea has broad support. It would only cover post-match release of the audio, as football's lawmakers do not allow live broadcasts.
Yeah, as long as they don't tamper with all this stuff, it'd be better if it's live because then it can't be tampered with.
Tempered?
Yeah,
Tempered.
Like if they say something like.
You mean tampered?
Tampered with. But if they say don't give Everton a penalty because we want to.
Do you honestly think that's what they say?
You might check it out. You
never know. Do you honestly
know.
think that's what they say?
You never know.
Do you honestly?
A lot of money is involved.
Do you honestly think that those words would ever be uttered on a microphone?
You never know.
I know, and I know those words would never be uttered on a microphone.
Yeah, not if they're mic'd up, but
they are mic'd up. They're all mic'd up.
Yeah, it'd be better because it would give you more closure after like a game that they're just idiots and that we've not been hard done.
I think for me, I do think it's I do think that makes sense. I think it's always that case. So afterwards, you can hear what they're saying and why they came to a decision, and rather than it just be that was the decision. I think if that's the case, I think we can all establish then, and the media will love it. The TV companies will absolutely love it. If after the game there's a controversial decision and they've got that audio straight away to use afterwards, and then they can get their sides of the story. Apparently it's in the rules that you're not allowed to play it live. It's different. I like it in American football the way that the fella, the umpire, presses his button and talks to the crowd and tells them exactly what he's given a decision for. I'd love something like that in football, but we'll have to wait and see.
If something's like in the public eye, isn't it? Then I suppose like if something goes wrong, then they have to keep improving. They're under pressure to get more things right. So, Glenn Watson says, Ned, only question: wouldn't you like to see the lizards in Australia? Skins, legless lizards, monitors, etc.
Oh, goanies.
Well, we're not going to be going through the outback, imagine. And legless lizards, you get them in
St.
Europe.
John's, yeah.
So not St. Helens, you get them in Europe. I could go to Formby Beach and there's lizards there.
No, I know.
So, nah, I've got an Australian lizard in my room, so I'm not that bothered.
There you go.
I'm not going to go herping in Australia.
He doesn't want to come to Australia because basically he's got the best bit of Australia in his room.
I don't think I can do another transatlantic.
I mean, it's not transatlantic,
well,
is it?
Not
it
transatlantic, I don't think I can do another round the world flight.
You
again.
can do round the world. You went over the Atlantic.
That's basically
7 hours.
A bit round the world. That's like.
And on the way back, it was 6.
A bit round the world. A bit. Australia will be more. I don't think I can do that again.
Do you know how you get to... Go on, tell me how you get to Australia on a plane.
You go to somewhere.
Yeah.
And then you fly across Europe and then across Asia to Australia.
Do you go across somewhere?
Yeah.
Okay.
The world.
Okay.
Across Europe.
That's a good point.
Past Asia into Australia.
Okay.
Or do you fly to somewhere, get off, and then fly to somewhere else?
Okay.
You can't go past the Atlantic and then round that way, can you?
Can you not?
I don't think so.
Okay. That's fine.
That's why I like... If you're in America,
yeah,
can you fly into Russia that way, or do you have to come all the way around this way?
Well,
like over the Atlantic.
Yeah, it depends where you're going in Russia, I'd imagine. But I think America to Australia is the only, or America to New Zealand is the only flight that goes across the Pacific. Because strictly speaking, you're not supposed to fly across the Pacific Ocean.
How come?
Because you have you never seen Castaway?
Oh, is the Pacific Ocean?
That's why.
Wow.
Because it's the biggest body of water. It's huge. It's just huge.
Just massive.
It's massive. Massive piece of water.
When you think about it, the Atlantic's just not as big as the Pacific.
It's not. I mean, you don't have to even think about it. It's just not as big. The Pacific is huge. So...
Brian Murray says the VAR recordings will make them accountable and may even cost Liverpool some points with the iffy pens, etc. There'll always be ways around things, won't they? There'll always be human errors as well, which will get highlighted more because of social media and stuff. You've just got to... The game's the game. But it does need to improve. Having said that, Stuart Thompson says the audio between VAR and ref should be available live as it happens. Let's remove corruption, not give it an area to breed. Yeah, I'll do a quick refresh.
I think the audio coming out is the equivalent of speaking to a ref after the game, isn't it? It's the equivalent. People have been clamouring to speak to referees after the games. I think this is the equivalent. This is to get the referee's point of view on a decision. And that's all you can ask for. So this is them saying, well, we're not going to give you the referee after the game to talk to, but we'll give you his audio. So you've now got everyone's view on it. You'll have the referee's view on it, the VAR's view on it. You can get the players, the managers' view on it afterwards. But that'll be interesting as well, because I do think the FA need to change their laws. If players or managers criticise referees, then that should be the end of it, really, rather than getting a points deduction and stuff, especially because this gives the point of view, and if that gets referenced by a manager or by a player, then it's there, isn't it? So I don't think players should be punished. I mean, not all managers and players are punished, by the way, are they?
Just a select few.
Just ours.
James Gardner says, question for Ned, what would be your specialist subject if you went on Mastermind? Probably...
lizards.
I'd say probably either herpetology or physics or biology or something. Something scientific.
Science, yeah. Because you are a scientist.
I'm a Bachelor of Science.
You're a well-known scientist.
I've got a first-class degree.
Yeah.
In a scientific engineering.
Yeah. No, you're a scientist.
So.
Oh, listen. NASA will be on the phone.
I don't know about NASA. I'm not.
When you say I don't know about NASA, I take that literally, that you don't know anything about NASA.
I'm not that into space.
No? You could have fooled me.
Lou Riddle says, do you know when Garner would need to be signed to be in the squad for Saturday?
Thursday.
Yeah. Richard Dean says, hi lads, sorry late to the show. Any news on Garner? Not off yet.
Nothing new.
Dennis says, has Baz and Cam been laid off? Well,
Baz has gone to the overlap.
Baz is at the overlap and Cam doesn't work here.
Cam does not work.
Cam works.
Cam does not work here.
I think Cam writes emails on stuff.
Okay. Cam does not work here. Cam is just a guest. And Baz is at the overlap.
Cam's a tag along.
Yeah, Baz is at the overlap. And he was off yesterday, so he's at the overlap. So
hopefully not getting a grilling.
Well, I'm not really gassed.
Gassed?
I'm not asked.
Ryan says, from the UK, you normally fly to Dubai, then to Perth or Sydney to get to Australia. Interesting, I suppose, what part of Australia you're going to. It's Perth and Sydney.
Do you know where Dubai is?
Yes.
Okay.
It's like, if we're here, Dubai, and Sydney's over here, Dubai's like over here.
Oh, yeah? But where is it, though?
Just down here.
Yeah, but what part of the world is it?
It's like near not Europe.
Yeah, not Europe, no.
But like not Australia.
Okay, so not Europe, but not Australia. That gives us quite a lot to play with. To play with.
It's like,
okay, go on.
It's like if Europe's here and Russia's there and Asia's there, then Dubai's like down here.
I know, but what part of the world's it in?
This one.
No, but stop with your fingering of the world. What part of the world is it in?
On land.
On land. Okay, it's on land. The irony is that a lot of Dubai
isn't on land because a lot of it's water.
A place can't be on water, but they've reclaimed a lot of land from the water to make like the palm and things like that.
Oh yeah, I've seen that palm where it's like a water and it's like.
It's a palm.
Yeah.
Palm
but it's like a bit. Have they got shops on it and stuff?
Shops, houses.
That's amazing.
It's amazing. You can reclaim. Amsterdam is reclaimed from the sea.
Would you rather?
Liverpool's reclaimed from the sea.
Would you rather live next door to the Mall of America or live next door to the Palm?
I couldn't live anywhere that was that far away from water. Like, even though Minnesota's the land of 1,000 lakes.
Is it? Yeah.
I feel.
Yeah, there's a lot.
That was literally the slogan when we were there.
There's a lot of lakes and stuff there.
Right, but the girl said to me, actually, there's more than 1,000. So Dubai is like, it's the United Emirates. So it's Arab Emirates.
Yeah, that's what I mean. UAE.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Because like one time, someone messaged me and said, "Do you send shirts to Dubai?" And I had to check if we send.
So what's Bayi?
So what's
Bayi?
Qatar.
It's not far. It's around the corner.
I just think places in the UAE.
It's around the corner.
Saudi Arabia.
It's not far.
Yeah, they're all like UAE.
There you go. So that's like your halfway point.
Yeah.
So that's like your halfway point to Australia. That's like.
Although
you can fly directly from Heathrow to Australia now.
Yeah, but it's very expensive.
It is, but it'll get cheaper. I mean, it depends if you want that as well. I don't know if I'd necessarily want that.
If you got your own plane, you can just fill it up and just get off, can't you? And just go where you want. As long as you've got permission to land in Australia.
Who has their own plane?
Alexander Iwobi.
Okay.
Amelia Earhart did.
There you go.
Rest her soul.
There you go.
Jay Radcliffe
I don't know if she's dead.
Amelia Earhart?
Yeah.
Because she was alive a long time ago. She's like older than me dad.
Is that how you gauge age?
Yeah.
Older than me dad?
She's probably older than me granddad, actually.
Well, she was a lot older. I mean, because she was like in her 40s. In like 19, well, I don't know how old she was, but she died. She went missing in the late 30s because a lot of people believe that the Japanese got it and killed her.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe she just flew off.
Do you know how she died? Do you know what she was doing when she died?
Flying.
But for what reason?
Was she trying to fly over the Pacific?
She was trying to fly around the world.
Was she? Yeah.
Yeah.
At least she got past the Atlantic.
And she's also very good in Night of the Museum.
That's not actually her, you know, but. The woman who is the woman playing her though.
Yeah, is who?
And
who's the woman playing her?
Oh, from The Fighter. What's her name? Hang on, don't tell me. I'll get it.
Every day I have to put up with this.
I'll get it. I can't remember.
Okay.
But guess what else is in that film?
Amy Adams it was. Go on,
Amy
what
Adams.
else? What else?
We seen it in DC. In fact, there's a couple things we saw in DC
There's
which are in
loads.
that film.
Big Abe.
Big Abe
Big Abe.
and the Reflective Lake.
The Reflective Lake. Yeah.
And what we didn't go to, which is
Okay.
that film, is the National Flying Museum.
The National Flying Museum. Is that what it's called? The National Flying Museum.
Space and Transport Museum.
Okay. The Smithsonian.
The Smithsonian.
Okay. Right, can we get back? Let's finish off with some actual football
Let's
stuff.
do some last comments on Premier.
Every day I get this. Every day.
Go
on.
Tazul says, anyone seen Ghana in the Titanic yet? Not as of yet.
No, he's still in France, I think.
Dean says, Ned thinks the world is flat. Don't be silly. I know what a horizon is.
It's a game.
Jay says, guy I work with has been to Oz via San Francisco.
Yeah, because they go right down across. Right down across. Because that's the only way to go.
Yeah.
They haven't got any other way to go.
How interesting is that?
How interesting. Science.
That is-
Logistics.
Linguistics.
I mean, that's
That's
a completely different
That's
thing.
all the comments on Premiere. A couple on YouTube. A lot of them are just about Dubai and stuff.
Okay, there you go. Honestly, if this isn't a reason to join Toffee TV Premier, I don't know what is. Honestly, because this is the kind of stuff we basically sit around and talk about over there. Amazing.
On the AOBs we do.
On everything we do, when it's just me and you, it ends up me just having to tell you what is stuff.
I know. I everything you told me, I already knew.
Yeah.
I knew that where Dubai was,
Kabay, yeah.
and I know where Qatar
But
was.
you didn't actually know.
Yeah,
That's the worry.
The UAE.
Okay. Which you didn't know till I told you.
I did because
Okay.
someone messaged me a few months ago saying, "Do you send shirts to Dubai?"
Okay.
And I said, "Let me check if we send to UAE." And in our shop, we do.
Okay. That's fine. That is very, very fine.
Trying to find some.
We went in the
Edison ones.
Smithsonian shop when we were in Ronald Reagan Airport. You remember?
That wasn't the Smithsonian.
No, it was the Smithsonian shop.
Yeah.
I've literally just said those words.
There's not really.
And I
anything in
bought
there,
the
though.
Snoopy
Oh yeah.
in the spacesuit.
They had like pandas and stuff, but I wasn't really interested in any of that stuff. Matt Smith said, Ned and Ped, do you think the squad is ready for the upcoming Premier League season? I think it's more ready.
It needs.
I think it's been a productive pre-season in terms of playing football. He tried things and he's learned things, but we still need some addition. We still need some quality.
It needs a forward and it needs a 6. Absolutely needs a forward and a 6. So
Jack says, is Mitchie an improvement on Rondon? I wouldn't judge players on if they're improvement on Rondon. Otherwise, I reckon I could get in the squad. To be maybe not me.
No,
maybe Ped could get in the squad.
No, I don't think Mitchie Batshuayi is coming to Everton right now.
Yeah,
so.
I think they'll be looking at possibly like someone on loan with a view to buy.
We'll see what happens.
Hopefully Brozier or someone.
Maybe. There we go. What a fun-filled educational show that was today. We'll be back at 5 o'clock over on Toffee TV Premier. If you're not a member, why aren't you a member? The link is in the description. It'll be on the screen as well as a QR code. Come and join us. Come and join the fun over there. We'll also be doing the Tuesday topic for Premier as well this afternoon. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you later.